Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
Sister, resilience is the game. Resilience is rad. So, had a great group mastermind call with one of the groups that I coached yesterday, and this theme was coming up about resilience. What I often have referred before in the podcast is adaptation. Resilience, I really define as this. Resilience I see is the ability to be able to adapt to change happening in life, multiplied by time, right? Over time. Resilience is adaptation over time. So you can be so clear on the things you want in your life. You can be so clear on why it matters, that deep why. You can be so committed to taking action. But if you expect that everything is going to go A to B to C to D in this linear fashion and not know it's going to go A, B, fucking G, go back to A, jump forward to Z, it'll be things that come up, life that happens because that is life. It is changing. There will be curveballs. There will be things that are not part of the plan. And you may be listening to this right now and you go, yeah, I hate when that happens. It doesn't go according to plan. Oh, and then you just throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? You just dropped the whole thing. Well, fuck it. It didn't go according to plan, so I'm just not going to do it. Your ability, listen to this really well, sister, right now. Hear this. Your ability to adapt and show resilience over time will give you everything you want. If you are unable and unwilling and not capable of being resilient, I'm just going to give you straight up here, you're fucked. You're fucked. Because change, the plan not going according to, this is it. This is what happens in life. Can you adapt, right? Can you adapt? And particularly the world that we live in now, change is happening quickly. So if you're the person that goes, I don't really like change, I understand that, but listen, it's life. That's like saying, well, I don't like, it's so funny, when I used to live in Alberta, people are like, I hate that it's so cold here. Well, it's cold here 6 months of the year. We have I don't live there anymore, had long ass fucking winters in Alberta. That's the way it is. Pushing against the reality of what is, which is Alberta has cold ass winters and lots of fucking snow. And it's a long winter season, is the reality of it. Resilience, the ability to adapt, the willingness for you to have change come about in your life. Look for the lessons, look for the gifts, do the required work, and being able to change and adapt. So right now I'm sitting outside my boxing gym. I'm waiting for my coach, Rob. I got here a little bit early after dropping off my youngest boy at daycare. For my coach to show up. And, last week I was given a curveball. Now I knew this was a possibility of happening, but I got wind. So I've been training for a boxing tournament. I've been really over for a year. I committed to in my head, I'm like, okay, last November 2016, I'm like, I'm doing this. And then it was the real commitment because then my coach was like, okay, well, we'll kind of see and stuff. And I'm sure he has people all the time says I'm doing this and they don't really follow through. That's a lot of life, right? People saying that they're going to do something and they don't. So when you show up as that person that does, either that really impresses on people of your integrity and that you are your word, or for a lot of people, they're so jaded, people saying they're going to do shit and they don't. They're just well, okay, we'll see. They don't really believe right yet, right? So it was around the end of April or May that it was I'm doing this. He's like, okay, let's get serious about training now. So last week, tournament was supposed to be last Saturday. It was last Saturday. It still went on. But I get wind Wednesday that right now they have no opponents for me. So it's a tournament. They were going to be 2-minute rounds, as many opponents as, were there. And you would, you would fight. So if I, fought the first woman, I win, I advance, that kind of thing, right? And so there were no opponents for me in my weight class at 135 or around-ish that. So that means there was no fight. So I got wind of it, like it might be happening on Wednesday. People could register last minute still, like hang tight. And then Thursday it was the official, like we got nobody. We got a chick who's 180 and it's like, that doesn't work. That's such a difference in weight. We have a 14-year-old was like, no way. We got someone who's super advanced. It's like, okay, all options that like no one would ever say okay. If it was like an actual fight, the different commissions would never okay any of those things, right? Not a fair fight, too young. And someone who's just, they outweigh me by 40 pounds, 45 pounds. Like, no. So it never happened. So, can I adapt? Can I still, was I bummed? Sure. I was okay with it. I'm still okay with it. It's kind of settling a little bit now. I went to the tournament just to kind of see what it was like. And I was like, I walked in. It's just, it's like a community center. Or let's say actually like a big rec center in Langford, about 15, 20 minutes from where I live. And it's in a hockey arena and stuff, and they got mats out. I'm like, fuck, like I'm supposed to have been competing here today, and I'm not. So it hit me a little bit more when I walked through there, and kind of this week, it's like, all right, pick myself back up, back to training. Here we go. The next tournament is March 2018, and we might be able to see if we can find something before that, but for sure I'm locked in for that one. So can I be resilient? Can I, continue to do the work that's required? This is not something that was expected. Right? This is not something that's expected, but if you can really show true resilience, if you can adapt to the change and the shit that shifts within your life, you win, sister. You don't win. You're somewhat fucked. You gotta learn how to really adapt. So here's your more tip for today. Where do you need to show more resilience in your life? And I'll tell you one thing, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So you're going to see this transfer in other areas of your life, but in what area? And what is the one thing you can do to really create more of that adaptation, to create more of that ability to be able to change and pivot and, really understand that, like, this is the way it is and not try to push against reality and journal this shit. And here's where you need to go right now to get your free limited edition Women Wanting More journal if you don't already have one. Like, this is it. I've already sent out about 125-ish or so. I have so many, and then that'll be it. It'll be like cut off. And I'm sending this to you for free. You just take care of a little bit of shipping, and that is it. So here's what I want you to do. Go over to drkarenosborne.com/free journal. FREEJ. No, I'm trying to spell it for you. Free journal. You know how to spell free journal. drkarenosborne.com/free journal. And I will send that to you in the next couple of weeks. And in addition, make sure you're in the Women Wanting More Experience Facebook group. It is a closed group. There's 760 women there right now. I drop questions a couple times a week. I'm doing actually a live Facebook training. I do those on, if so many women actually answer certain questions and engage, you play along and I will reward you. So there's exciting stuff happening in that closed Facebook community. So go up to Facebook, type in Women Wanting More Experience, and request to be added to the group today. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborne.com/newsletter.